computer. Okay, here we go. So we're officially recording. Welcome everybody. It's great to have you here. Leanne, right now you're the only one on, but that's okay. We're still going to continue. I do take a couple minutes to do an introduction. Some folks are not as comfortable with Zoom as others, and we give them a second or two to log on. But I am going to share my screen because I have a little PowerPoint to follow along with some really cool pictures. But first, for those of you who don't know, well, if you've got the invitation, you probably know, my name is Elaine and I'm the Animal Reiki Lady. And I recently, well, it's going to be 2 years in May now that I think about it. 2 years in May, I left my job as a corporate HR executive. I've been in corporate for almost 35 years, and I do this now full time. I am an Animal Reiki master and a teacher, and I have private clients, and I do a lot of, I love to hold in-person classes. So Leanne, you're going to be in one of those classes. That's almost full, by the way. I have one more opening, so I'm looking for one more person to join, and we will have it full because we want to make the experience as nice as possible for the animals and for the students. We want a lot of individual attention. So I'm wearing my official uniform here that says Let Animals Lead. That's the method of Animal Reiki that I follow. It's the method of Animal Reiki that I teach, and that's going to be the basis of what we talk about today. So just some fundamentals. You should see the chat box. Leanne, I know that you have seen the chat box. And there's also a Q&A, and I think we're not going to do anything like polls or anything because we're just doing really a basic introduction. There's plenty of time for questions and answers. You can put a question in at any point throughout the presentation, or you can wait till the end. So hang on a quick second here, and I am going to share my screen. And share. And I feel like I have dog hair. That happens every time. It's just inevitable. So my name is Elaine. This is your introduction to Animal Reiki. I live what I talk about. Right now I am horse sitting and dog sitting and cat sitting at a cabin up in the Rocky Mountains. I'm so absolutely grateful that my internet connection is working because you just never know when you're high into the mountains. So I'm sharing my space with horses and dogs and cats and having a wonderful weekend. Actually, wonderful week. It'll go through next weekend. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt from the heart. And that is because everything is heart-centered when we talk about Animal Reiki. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue. So I already introduced myself. I'm the Animal Reiki Lady and Reiki Master and Animal Reiki Teacher. I began my practice with human traditional Reiki and quickly knew that I wanted to work with animals. I could not find anyone who would teach me how to work with animals. I made vain attempts to apply human techniques to animals, and imagine that with a horse. It's a little challenging. Horses will let you use hand positions, but it became more challenging as you got squirmy little animals like Ayla here. And so I finally sought out I found something called the Animal Reiki Source. My teacher is Kathleen Prasad, and I follow the Let Animals Lead method of Animal Reiki. I've been through several of her courses, especially the Master Teacher course. I've studied with horses in England, with exotic animals, with cats and dogs, and I have a lot of private clients as well. Ayla. One of the things that happens when you work with animals is that they're completely unpredictable and you never know when they're going to. And since I follow Let Animals Lead, on occasion throughout this video, I may be throwing a dog toy to help the dog stay calm. All right, so what you can expect from this webinar. You can expect to learn what Animal Reiki is, the difference between animal and human Reiki, how does Animal Reiki actually work, how to use it with your animals and yourself, how to begin feeling confident in using Animal Reiki as an actual practice. And I'm going to give you a really high-level understanding. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. Leanne, you're on this webinar, and you know you're signed up for the 2-day level 1 Animal Reiki course, which is we're really going to dive deep into learning all of the techniques involved with Animal Reiki and then practice right there with all of the rescued animals. 3-7s, you're going to love it. 3-7s, there are horses, donkeys, goats, chickens, and baby goats that are just so cute. Chickens that are comfortable enough with humans that you can hold them, and cats and dogs and lizards, and she's got all kinds of stuff there. Bunnies. Yep. Okay, so this all started for me when I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, and my mom jumped on one of our webinars one time, and she was commenting, yes, I remember this so well. I wanted to be Jane Goodall. I wanted to go on the Calypso and work with Jacques Cousteau. I wanted to be Diane Fossey working with the gorillas. There was just so much in the other pictures I have here. That's right, Joy Abramson and Born Free. That may be before some people's time, but all of these folks inspired me. I wanted to grow up and do something like this. Unfortunately, I let other things get in the way, right? I didn't think it was practical. I didn't think that I was capable of it. I didn't understand how you get to do those kinds of things. And it wasn't until I was late in my 50s that the animals actually opened the doors for me. And I want to just share a couple pictures of my experience. Holding a skunk. Horses I work with now all the time. Donkeys, my spirit animal. I work with a donkey sanctuary that has now relocated to Missouri. So we've got to find a way to start doing classes there, because those donkeys they just love Reiki. And so I have found a way. I'm going to do one more picture because it's like Steve Irwin right there. I finally got to hold my alligator. So what is Reiki? Reiki simply means it's universal life force. It means energetic spirit. It means the oneness, the connection that flows through every living thing. We are connected by light and love and compassion. And when we tap in, especially in our heart, when we tap into that energetic space of our heart, we can make all kinds of connections with every living thing. I will share that when I was at the Care Foundation in Florida studying with exotic animals, I was doing a Reiki meditation with an alligator. There were some enclosures. The alligator clearly was behind the enclosure. And when I closed my eyes to meditate, I started the meditation, and I do something I call Reiki eyes, where I just kind of gently open my eyes to see what the animal's doing. When I looked around, I was surrounded in a little ring by these little chameleons. They had like red little flaps under their throat. There were 6 of them at least right in front of me, and it was so cool to know that Reiki appeals to every single animal. Okay, so what is Reiki? I'm just going to give you a quick background of the traditional Reiki. Reiki was founded by someone in Japan named Usui Mikao. And you'll see that when you go through this course, Leanne, you're going to find that you will get certified in the Usui lineage of Reiki, and you'll be able to trace that lineage right back to Usui Mikao. It means universal life energy. It's spiritual, it's energetic, it's based in meditation. And people go, oh, meditation. Oh, but the meditations we do really help you quiet your mind. And the meditations that we teach in the level 1 course really give you a strong connection, a heart connection to the animals that you're working with. In traditional Reiki with humans, it's hand placement. Humans are comforted by the way we place our hands, and we place them on energetic centers, and we help the energy flow, negative energy out, positive energy in. We also use some of the traditional Japanese symbols with humans. Animals, on the other hand, we don't use hand placement unless they initiate it. So if you're working with a dog, I sit comfortably in a chair. If the dog chooses to come over to me, they often will place the part of their body where they would like me to place my hands. Only if they initiate it, then do we use hands. And symbols, animals have no need for. It's just not part of what we do with animals. It's a holistic healing modality, both for humans and for animals. And for humans, there are now, and I have a number there, 14% of registered US hospitals now incorporate Reiki. That's an old number. I couldn't find the current number, but it's double that or more, including the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic. They now incorporate Reiki as a complementary healing modality. And that's also what we do when we work with animals. So we are just scratching the surface when it comes to veterinarians. I have 1 veterinarian right now who lets me work with them. My teacher, Kathleen in California, now has 2 veterinarians. So little by little, when people demand holistic care for themselves, they're starting to want the same type of care for their animals. And so we're breaking through into veterinary practice. It's a complementary, I'm sorry, I'm trying to switch screens. It's a complementary modality. One of the things that you'll want to be familiar with are the Reiki Precepts, or the Reiki Principles, they're called. There are 5 things. I meditate on them every single morning. And when I say that, it's a 5-minute practice. Right as my alarm goes off, I turn off the alarm, I lay in my bed with my eyes closed, hand on heart, or sometimes I'll do self-Reiki, which is something that we teach in the level 1 Animal Reiki course. And I focus on these principles, and they help me to really start my day off without checking my email, without looking at my Instagram or my Facebook. I just know that right now, just for today, I won't get angry. Just for today, I do not worry. Just for today, I am grateful. Just for today, I am true to myself and my work. And just for today, I am compassionate to myself and all living things. When you start your day off like that, it's like it's a great way to begin. And I just do it for today. I don't have to worry about tomorrow. I don't worry if yesterday I did get angry. I just focus on what I can do for the now. So what is Animal Reiki? Animal Reiki is a gentle, non-invasive method of stress reduction. It helps them rebalance. There are techniques that tap into their own natural sense of well-being, and it helps them heal. So if they've got an illness or an injury, or they're aging, this is a great way to help reduce the stress, confusion, pain that comes along with that. We help them in the same way, just shed all the negative energy, allow the positive energy to flow in, and it aids in healing. Whatever medical treatment they may be receiving or not, it aids in that healing. So when I work with veterinarians, I always focus on what the human companion is desiring for their pet. I don't ever step in other than to offer that additional healing. So it's an energy therapy. It's based in mindfulness and meditation. It creates an energetic connection with you and the animal that you're working with. Often you'll find other animals join you. It's mutual healing. Our animals are just as good at healing us as we are at healing them. When I work with horses, I come away. It makes me feel like I'm the one who's come away healed. And it may include communication. We will talk a little bit about animal communication and how that comes into Animal Reiki, not on today's webinar. I have a whole separate webinar on animal communication, but we touch on it in the level 1 training class and what the differences are and how you know one from the other. Okay, let me check and see if I have any questions. Nope, we're all good. Leanne, it's just you and I so far, but that's cool. Because I'm recording this and I'll post it for everybody. I'm going to share with everyone as much as I possibly can. So how do you use Animal Reiki? It is used to reduce stress, anxiety, and trauma. So I often think of shelter animals. I volunteer at the Intermountain Humane Society here in Colorado, and it helps shift the energy of the whole shelter when we practice Reiki there. Animals with behavior problems, it helps reduce pain, improve healing. The side effects of medication, that's another great way for Reiki to help with them. It comforts during terminal illness, and it eases conditions related to aging, mostly pain and confusion. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And one thing that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but which I am drawn to, is assisting animals in their transition. For example, right now I am working with an aging dog in France. So it's a long distance Reiki session that we do because at 15 years of age, he has good days, he has bad days. Some days he doesn't eat, some days he does. He's right on that border of transition. There's a strong sense of fear and confusion. And so between myself and his human companion, we share meditation with him for peace and stress reduction, and to let him know that it's okay. Whenever he's ready to go, he can head to the Rainbow Bridge and his next adventure. And I just want to share a couple pictures now. These are just, most of them are dogs except for that one cat there. I don't get very many pictures of cats because they tend not to be hands-on. Most cats, they'll either come sit next to me, they may sit near me, they may share the space in the room with me. Oh, I hear my phone going off, it'll be fine. But they generally don't prefer hands-on. Freddie over here in the corner, Freddie in the lower left corner there, loves hands-on, and he just loves when I share Reiki with him that way. And you can see with the puppy where I have hands on, I would most often choose not because they're rambunctious and they run all over the place. But he was really enjoying his session there. You can kind of see him looking at me, just enjoying what I was doing. I don't think that he had a sense of what I was doing other than it felt good for my hands to be on him. Vegas there in the middle, Vegas was dying of cancer. And that was the very last session that I had to do with him before he passed. And what I did was train his human companion in how to meditate with him. And she was able to be with him on the day that he passed in meditation. And then over there's my little dog, Noah, who just loves to have Reiki. Okay, the thing that I follow, the method that I follow is called the Let Animals Lead method. And there are 6 core concepts, and we will really dive deep into these, Leanne, in the level 1 training. There are 6 core concepts to the Let Animals Lead method of Animal Reiki. Now, this was developed by my Animal Reiki teacher, Kathleen Prasad. It's a very specific method that we follow. It's based in the traditional Reiki techniques and the traditional Reiki philosophy, except for the component of touch. So touch is only used when the animals seek it out, and they will. I'll show you a couple pictures from 3-7s the last time I was there. They absolutely, the sanctuaries that I work with, it doesn't matter what sanctuary I work with, when rescued animals get a sense of the love, safety, and peace that we send them through Reiki, something shifts. And the best feeling in the world is to have a horse who's never let a human touch him come over and rest. Oh, it's going to make me cry. Come over and rest his head on your shoulder. It's just the most amazing feeling. So meditation is taught as the way that we connect with the animal. It focuses on the animal's perfection. So we don't focus on pity. We don't focus on pain. We don't say, oh, poor thing. We focus solely on their pure perfection and sending love to them. And it develops mindfulness for us as a way to connect with our animals. From the time that I first meditated to years later when I sit with the dog now, look, both the dogs, even just from the calming tone of my voice, are now sound asleep on the floor. This is the most important thing, I think. It honors each animal as a spiritual teacher and healer. The animals have taught me so much, and I love to share with everyone the things that they've taught me. There's a picture, I want to share one of touch, one of not touch. These are, there's 3 horses actually there. The other horse that day was not interested, and I honor whatever the animal chooses. We had one animal who chose not to be touched. That's the brown horse on the right. And then we have the brown horse on the right is Princess. And then the horse with the painted horse is Sapphire. And Sapphire loves to be touched. So how can you begin? So this is one of the clients who chooses to do, and Peyton down there, you'll see Peyton is a golden retriever, and Peyton loves Reiki. So you're gonna see a couple pictures of Peyton because she's all over it. So how do you begin? You quiet your mind. This is the number one thing that most people find hardest. That's why I teach the meditations and teach techniques on mindfulness, how to quiet your mind. And then you invite your animal to join you. Welcome your animal. Let them know that there's peace in your heart and you're welcoming them into that space. Ask permission of them to share Reiki. Allow them to express their preference about whether or not they want touch. And then just relax and allow whatever it is that you feel from your animal. When it's through, we're going to do a little meditation at the end if you have time to join. And we express gratitude. After the meditation is complete, we thank them for joining us, because we are usually filled with such a sense of peace and calm. So the other question that I frequently get is, but what if I don't have the gift? I can tell you with 100% certainty that every single person on this planet has the gift. We just block it. We aren't taught, especially in the Western cultures, we aren't taught how to connect with animals. We aren't taught that we can actually speak with them. We get caricatures like Dr. Dolittle, that we think we're really talking to animals, but there's a way for all of us to connect with animals. I recommend the number one thing is to meditate. Practice meditation. It's like anything else. It's a skill that needs a little bit of time to be developed. Plus, in the level 1, I teach some techniques for helping you to get your mind really quiet. Work with someone, work with a trusted partner. So if there's someone that you can meditate with, or if it's your own animal, they will not reject you. If you try to meditate with them, you can't get it wrong. 100% you can't do anything wrong. Reiki is all positive. It's pure positive love. Work with your trusted, if you have a pet, work with them. Just work with them and ask them if they can show you how to quiet your mind. The other thing is to visit regularly, visit or volunteer at a shelter, a rescue, or a zoo. Animals in captivity, if there's any animal at all in this whole wide world that needs Reiki, it's an animal who's stuck in a cage. So you can go to the zoo, and I have a picture of one of my clients. We recently went to the zoo and had the most amazing experience I've ever seen with a tiger. So you can go and practice. And this was her very first experience with an animal in captivity, and the tiger responded so positively. It was absolutely amazing. Practice consistently with one animal. So if you've got a dog or a cat or a parrot or a horse or a lizard, practice every single day with them. And the more you do it, the better the easier it becomes for you. All any animal wants is love. That's it. Any animal. I don't care if it's a skunk or a snake or a spider. All anybody wants is love. And there's scientific basis for this. It's called heart resonance. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the level 1 class. I'm not going to get into it here, but you can always look that up too. The Heart Math Institute is a place to go if you want to learn about heart resonance and the energetic field that surrounds our heart. Human beings, we can actually focus on that energetic field and let it grow. Horses have an energetic field from their heart that has been measured at about 50 feet from their heart. That's why horses are so receptive to Reiki. Okay, so at shelter animals. Now, Leanne, I did not pull up shelters for Florida, and I'm going to have to do that because you can just pull up animal shelters or animal rescues and find organizations where you might go. These are a couple that I work with here in Colorado. The Intermountain Humane Society, those are the two pit bulls down at the bottom. They were amazing clients, shifting energy. The pigs from Hog Haven. The cat is from the Evergreen Animal Protection League. I was sharing Reiki with that cat. That cat is an example of the let animals lead method, because what do you think? That cat very clearly did not want me anywhere near him, and I ended up leaving the room because I sensed that he was not at all receptive to Reiki. And then over on the top right-hand corner, this is from the Donkey Sanctuary. At the Donkey Sanctuary, that's the one who recently moved to Missouri. That is called Eli and Friends, a rescued horse that was skin and bones, as you can see there. And now I don't have a current picture of the horse. He is in 100% healthy, beautiful, amazing shape. Never to be ridden again, never to be mistreated again. He gets to stay at that sanctuary for the rest of his life, living in just love. And farm animals love Reiki. There's donkey, sheep. That little cow, the little calf over in the upper right, came and sat in my lap. There was no room. He was so big. Pigs and goats. Wait till we see. We have the goats. We have adult goats and baby goats down at the 3 7s, and they are so receptive to Reiki. It's amazing. And that little bearded goat there, I think he passed. I think that's the goat who passed away, but there are other goats that we're going to be working with. How do we work with aging pets and pets in transition? So the pet on the left is my 13-year-old black lab. She has definite health issues. She has trouble walking. She's got a lot of pain in her back hips. That's often common with labs. She gets a little confusion because she's losing her eyesight. She can still hear pretty good, but she's losing her eyesight. And so how do we deal with that? And then I already kind of explained the story of Vegas over there, who did eventually pass from cancer. They have pain, they have confusion, they have fear. They still want to be the good dog. So when they can't get up and they mess on the floor, they're confused even more, and they're afraid that they're going to get in trouble. They're afraid they're not being good. They often, more than anything, they sense the grief and sadness that their human companion has. When we look at them and with grief and pain and suffering, they pick up on that. They feel that energy. And so what I teach with pets in transition especially is how to build just a sense of safety, security, love, that they don't have to fear, that they can pass, that everything is perfect for them, and they can take our love with them for pets in transition. Wildlife. Okay, these are pictures of actual wildlife that were in my yard. The only one that wasn't in my yard was the moose. The moose was while I was on a hike. So I'm just going to share with you, when you start practicing Reiki on a daily basis, all animals come into your existence. Every single animal. If I could get a picture of the hawks and the crows and hundreds of birds that would come to my yard. I never just didn't get pictures of all of them, and because they come and go. So we had deer. I had baby deer. The experience, I knelt down. I had a little bit of birdseed. You're not supposed to do this, but I really wanted to I wanted to be able to pet and offer safety and security to the deer. I put the little bit of birdseed in my hand. I knelt down on the ground, and I just made myself as small as possible and held my hand out. And that deer came and ate from my hand. But so I didn't move. I was trying to be as still as a plant, as a rock I was pretending to be. The fawn came up and started nibbling on my hair. And so I was stuck. I stayed there. I stayed there for I don't know how long. And I didn't care if the fawn ate the hair right off my head, which it didn't, because eventually I did have to move. But all of these animals came into my existence. That bear would come every day. There's a little hammock over there, if you can see that. That bear would come and lay under the hammock. And it was just the most amazing experience. These are elk that came to my yard. The most amazing experience is when the wildlife come into your existence and you can share Reiki with them. If you like horses, if you like donkeys, very, very receptive to Reiki. I'll teach you all the techniques that I'm using there, mostly based in meditation. Some hands-on, some hands-off. The donkeys love to be hugged. You can also work with exotics. That's the experience I had with alligators, lizards, snakes. I will work with any type of animal. I have no fear of any animal anymore. Do I have respect? Absolutely. Will I respect their space, their abilities that they have to defend themselves? Yes, I will. But when I have an opportunity to share love, I will always do it. Reiki is easy for anyone to learn and use. And I'm going to teach you, especially Leanne in level 1, you're going to come away with some amazing techniques. Know that you cannot do harm. So if you leave this webinar today and you want to go sit in a quiet space with your animal, quiet your mind and offer love, Reiki can do no harm, even with the most novice practitioner. You can't get it wrong. It always goes to the deepest source of the problem. Reiki goes where Reiki knows. And it just establishes a path of balance and harmony. That particular quote there is from my teacher, Kathleen Prasad, when I was first learning Animal Reiki. Animals in captivity, I kind of already explained this. If there is any animal in the whole wide world that needs Reiki, it's those who are in a cage. Whether it's, you can see monkeys, dolphins, think of all the things that we do at SeaWorld, places like that. And now this is the picture in the middle of it was a private student. So I take 4 to 5 private students every year, those who aren't interested in a group class. And we went to the zoo where they had a brand new tiger. The tiger, and you'll have to go, if you want to check out the Denver Zoo, that tiger is brand new, was very shy, did not come out of its enclosure. And for the very first time went up those steps there and stayed right there staring at my student. And it walked back and forth a couple times and then laid down right with her. And while she shared Reiki, while she had that space of love. And when she got up, the tiger got up and went away. When her Reiki, it was just the most amazing experience. And over here, I'm going to share this little story of Lola Bear over here. Lola Bear in the top right. She looks like she is really like, get me out of this cage, get me out of this cage. Lola Bear, that's a great picture. She's a great photo op. Lola Bear actually has a huge enclosure in Florida. She's at the Care Foundation in Apopka, which is a home to discarded animals. There are leopards. Hello, Ayla. Yeah, thank you. Yep. There are leopards and snakes and raccoons, and she takes everything. She takes anything that's been discarded, and she works with the Florida Department of Natural Resources. And you can get down now. And all the animals have huge enclosures and a really nice free space to live. Lola Bear was a circus bear, and she was taught to do what she's doing there. She was taught to go scary bear. And so she still does that on occasion, but she's a little sweetheart. Okay, let's go once more here. With your own animals, Reiki with my dogs has completely changed my relationship with my dogs. I have 3 dogs, all seniors, all rescues. And my relationship with them since I've begun practicing Animal Reiki, they know what I say, meditation station. I go, meditation station, and they all come over. They all come sit with me or lay with me in the bed, and we do our meditation and we share Reiki. Oh, yep, Ayla. This is what you get with live webinars when you're working. Okay, I'm going to throw your toy. Here you go. Go get it. And if you would like to learn Animal Reiki, I promised that I just wanted to share information about Reiki. I will not ever, I'm not one of those, I mean, it's so icky to try to sell something. This is only if you wish to learn it. If this is something that calls to you, that speaks to you, that animals have been calling to you like they've been calling to me, then you have an opportunity to learn Animal Reiki. I train Animal Reiki. I have 2 sanctuaries that I work with regularly. One is in Florida, one is in Colorado. I also take my students, depending on the level of Reiki, to the Denver Zoo. And in Florida, I have not found the zoo yet, but we're working on that. There are 3 levels of certification. There's level 1, which teaches you the fundamentals, level 2, which teaches you advanced techniques, including your distance techniques, and then level 3 is the teacher level, where you become an Animal Reiki master. We tell you, we explain to you techniques for how you can approach shelters and sanctuaries and request to work with them. I remember when I went to the Intermountain Humane Society and I asked to volunteer and they said, what would you like to do? And I said, I'll do anything you need, even if it's clean out the cat litter every Sunday morning. And they said, no, we want to know what you really want to do. Like, where would you prefer to work? And so I just blurted out. I'm like, I would love to share Animal Reiki. I would love to help the animals who come in here stressed. Come in here and sit for an hour or 2, sit with the most stressed animals and help them shift their energy. And the volunteer coordinator said, okay, and that's it. And I would go once a week. Once a week, I share Reiki with the animals at the Intermountain Humane Society. It's an amazing thing. You can make the zoo a whole new place. When we went, thank you, Ayla. When we went to the zoo with my students, I have an elephant there who knows me. His name is Bodhi, and when I go there, I go because I go pretty regularly. Bodhi always comes over to talk to me. He stands right there. He looks at me. You know he's hearing me. We talk. We communicate by heart. We communicate by verbal. He loves the sound of my voice. You can make the zoo a whole new experience. You can become the most amazing companion for your pet. Learn how to be a loving, beautiful companion. Watch as behavior issues float right out the door when you understand Animal Reiki. We also teach the fundamentals of human Reiki. So there are some human Reiki techniques that I teach in the course because we often work with the human companion and their pet together. So that's something that we also teach. And I want to show some pictures. A couple of these are these all? Oh, they are. I thought I mixed them up. These are all, Leanne, from the 3 Sevens Animal Sanctuary over in Parkland. I have dog hair now. She has such a beautiful space. So in the top left-hand corner, you're shedding like crazy. In the top left-hand corner is when we were practicing human chair Reiki. And then there's the goats. And then there's one of the girls who was practicing with a horse. Then the other horse who wanted hands-on. That is, that little horse right there her name is Miss Cindy Lauper. And then after the course was over, this is one of the most amazing things of going through Animal Reiki. Not only do you build connections with the animals, but those ladies down there are now the best of friends because we spend 2 days in a really heart-centered place. And they were just so excited when the course was over, and I snapped that picture, and it was just so cool the way that all works out. So that's at the 3 Sevens Animal Sanctuary. And I've since done, that was the very first class, that picture in the middle there where everybody's jumping up. I've since done several trainings there, and she has now expanded. So there's even more animals than there were before. Okay. If you're interested, there's a couple. I've just put a couple of the trainings here, and we're going to have another level 1 training here in Colorado. But there's an intro to Animal Reiki and communication at the Denver Zoo on April 25th. We're doing the level 1 Animal Reiki at the 3 Sevens Animal Sanctuary at the end of March. And there's also an Equine Reiki Day at the Westwind Stables here in Colorado, and that's on June 13th. I also offer something called the Soulpreneur Business Module, and that is once everybody goes through all the Reiki courses, it's probably something that you won't be interested in immediately, but after level 2 is when we teach that. So how do you actually put it into practice? How do you get clients? How do you do what I do every single day? And so that's taught as a business module. Okay, let's see. So hopefully you have, oh, I meant to change this. Hopefully this is not our animal communication course and I pulled the wrong slide. Hopefully you understand now the difference between animal Reiki and human Reiki and how you can apply animal Reiki techniques with the pets and animals in your life. I want you to be confident beginning to feel confident beginning your practice. And you can always reach out to me. I will answer any question. I don't care. Facebook, message, Instagram. It doesn't matter how you get in touch with me. I'm happy to answer your questions. And then I also have some recommendations. I put my email there. I put my handle there for Instagram and Facebook. There's a couple books that I would recommend if you're interested in. And I try to bring one or two of those with me to the trainings so that you can purchase them right on site if you would like to. Those are written by my teacher, so there's no, when you purchase them, it's all whatever the face value is. I don't ever charge anything extra for those books. Okay, if you have time, Leanne, why don't you raise your hand here? I think there's a little hand raising thing. Is there a no? Or let me know by question and answer. I am going to share with you, okay, yay. I am going to share with you the Tree of Love meditation. So what I'd like you to do is just get into a quiet space. If you're there already, that's great. You don't have to do anything special. You don't need to lie down. You can sit in your chair. You're just gonna, okay, all the dog hair. You're just gonna sit calmly and quietly with your eyes closed, and I'm gonna lead you through the meditation. All right. First of all, Leanne, before we do that, I should ask if you have any questions. Anything that you want me to address. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna take silence as a no. And we're gonna begin the meditation. All right, so just close your eyes. I'm going to bring up my meditation. Okay, so be in a relaxed position, close your eyes and breathe naturally. Breathe fully, try to get as much air into your lungs as you can, but without being uncomfortable. I want you to just breathe in, focusing on your breath in and out. Now bring your hands into prayer position. This is called Gasho. When you put your hands in prayer position, it is called Gasho. And imagine that a soft, warm light is shining above your head. Feel that light as it extends its warmth into your body. You feel the warmth of that light come in through the top of your head. As it warms your face, you feel your eyes relax. Relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relaxing your neck. The warmth continues to come in through your body, relaxing your shoulders. And you feel that warmth begin to fill your heart. Your whole heart begins to feel warm. Warm and beautiful and full of love. Now imagine your feet. Your feet are planted firmly on the ground, connected with Mother Earth. You can feel the strength and power of the earth coming up through your feet. Feel that power as it rises through your legs. And with each breath, bring that power up to meet the warmth of the light that resides in your heart. Now with the next breath, extend your arms gently from your side. With your palms up, imagine that your arms are the branches of a beautiful tree That tree has the sun shining on it. You feel a little breeze. You're firmly rooted in the earth. There's a wonderful field of grass surrounding you. And now I invite you to welcome all the creatures of the earth who wish to find rest and comfort and love and peace beneath the branches of your tree. Very gently trust. What animals do you see there? Are there birds in your branches? Has a horse come to rest under your tree? Perhaps a deer? Maybe there's a lion or a tiger. They all come to rest together in peace and harmony. They feel the beautiful love and security of your tree. A monkey just appeared in my tree. From my branches and my roots and my heart, I send them love. Remain in this space with the animals resting in harmony, basking in your tree of love. And when you're ready, thank the animals who have shared this space with you. Thank them for joining you, for trusting you. And ever so gently become aware of your breathing as you give thanks and release the meditation. That is one of my favorite meditations, one of hundreds of meditations that are in my repertoire at this point. But that's the Tree of Love meditation. This one came to me at the Care Foundation when I was studying with exotics, and I was sitting on a bench across from cockatoos. They're the big white birds with the yellow crest. And normally what have you got? Oh, it's okay. Normally they are chatty and loud and rambunctious. And when I went into the meditation and they all quieted down, I just could imagine them in the branches of a tree sitting with me. And that's where the Tree of Love meditation came from. I will send this to you if you give me your email address. I won't ever, ever, ever do that email thing where, like I give you all the secrets of life if you send me your email, but I will if you want them. Because for me, the secrets of life are love and animals. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. We're going to leave this open for just a couple more minutes. Otherwise, we are complete. Leanne, I am so excited to meet you. And I guess that's it for now. And Ayla wants to say goodbye too. So I'm going to end the webinar, and I hope that everybody has an amazing, beautiful day, and that you take the time to spend that little extra bit of time with your animals, practicing Reiki and improving your relationship. I will talk to you all again soon. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Facebook, Instagram, direct message, private message. Oh, I see there's 4 little things here. I have 4 chats. Oh no, it didn't. It was supposed to bring those up as we were. Hang on, let me just check and see if I can find those chats. Now it's not letting me. Okay, so Leanne, I'm sorry, I can't bring up the messages anymore. I don't know what happened to my little chat feature, but I will go back and see if I can find that. You can always send me questions, and if you want to send me your email, send it to me I think I might have your email because of your registration. I will send you a copy of the Tree of Love meditation. I will see you soon. Have a great day. If I can figure out how to end this, I will. Stop the share and stop recording.